Don't choke tonight, Zoe. Whoever screws up tonight is done.
I finished that model at 3 a.m.
The firm recognizes names, not tears.
Victoria, you changed my life.
Kiss her! Kiss her!
Wait, isn't that the ex? The unstable one? Yikes. Noah,
Some people confuse history with entitlement.
what did you just say?
Don't do this here.
A scene? I carried you for 3 years.
We dated briefly. It ended badly.
Security should keep the night elegant.
Briefly? You lived in my apartment.
If you love ruining yourself, do it quietly.
You stole my work.
Then prove it.
Maybe she will. Zoe Parker, don't leave. I need you.
She's treading in the office chat.
Not everyone gets humiliated in 4K.
Move. Your resignation is on hold. You can't do that.
Board authorized review. You're temporarily retained.
Best thing you can do, keep your head down.
Like you did?
I'm staffing a restricted audit team.
My senior associate, Noah, is ideal.
I didn't ask for Noah. I want her. Zoe Parker.
With respect, she's going through something.
You mean your engagement announcement?
This is highly irregular. So is falsified valuation input.
This came from the board?
Above your pay grade. Walk with me.
Why me?
Because I know which models were actually yours. Page 6. Cash flow bridge.
That indentation? That's mine.
So is this error check and this footnote format.
I'm not here to cry over a man.
Good, because this isn't about a man.
He stole my work. End of story.
No, that's where it starts.
These are financing memos. Why do I care?
3 deals, same inflated assumptions, same timing.
And Noah touched all 3.
Now you're awake.
Maybe he just copied what worked.
Then why were your personal drafts accessed from his terminal?
He had my apartment key.
I'm talking about your work server.
I never changed that line. Someone used my account.
Or made sure it looked that way.
I was home that night.
The system says otherwise.
Systems can be edited.
With your current reputation, I'd be careful.
So that's the company line now?
The line is survival. Learn it. One's the front log, one's the backup node.
Timestamp drift. 3 seconds.
And?
The rewrite came later. The original was overwritten.
Say it clearly.
Someone forged a trail to me.
Or you're panicking because you got caught. She's brilliant when she's calm.
And you're articulate when you're lying.
You always turn pain into drama. Leave. You're protecting her. I'm protecting evidence.
Wait. Archive room camera request. The day before the party. Noah entered the archive room alone.
Welcome to the fun part. Sign your life away.
48 pages?
That's the short version.
48 hours, 3 targets, rebuild the valuations.
Alone?
You want it out. This is the door.
She won't last the night.
Good. Then I'll be quiet company. Same consultant, same growth curve.
Template assumptions. Happens all the time.
Not this clean. Real companies don't grow like copy-paste. Wait, this isn't in the main agreement. Guaranteed downside protection.
Read it again, out loud.
If earnings miss target, the seller repurchases at a fixed floor.
And what does that do to the valuation story?
It means the upside was fake safety.
Now we're finally looking at something real.
Walk us through it.
They sold investors upside.
Everyone sells upside. That's finance.
No, they sold certainty they didn't have.
She's saying the repurchase clause capped downside internally.
Exactly. But externally, they priced it as independent growth.
So
Still profitable.
If loss is contractually shifted, risk-adjusted value drops hard. This number is fiction.
How much fiction?
28% inflated. Minimum.
That would hit earnings.
And if repeated across multiple deals?
Then they're manufacturing paper performance.
Good. Put your name on the memo.
Word is, Victoria's asking why you're here.
Then she's already scared.
Someone's in trouble. Blurred personal boundaries with senior staff. Wow.
No sender name? Convenient.
Office gossip is ugly.
You started it.
People notice patterns.
What pattern? Me working while you take credit?
Careful. Angry women make easy headlines.
The audits team's access should be narrowed. Client confidentiality.
They cut our pull rights. Again.
So first they smear me, then they blind us.
That means we're close.
I want to answer this. Publicly.
No. That's the trap.
So I just let them call me unstable?
You don't beat a lie by bleeding on cue. Read this.
Anonymous internal report?
Victoria's team. Related accounts.
This just got bigger.
These companies don't even look related.
They don't need to look related. They just need to pay the same people.
Could be normal fund routing.
Then explain this. Positive guidance goes public here. These accounts buy in here, days earlier.
That's not luck.
Keep going.
Post-announcement markups support the valuation story. Then profit sets exit through offshore layers. So it's not just bad accounting. It's a machine.
Say the full sentence.
They use valuation stories and disclosure timing to move money before the market knows.
These initials are junk. Could be anyone.
No, not anyone.
What did you see?
NB Strat. That's Noah's private email prefix.
You sure?
He used it when he thought no one was looking. Same cities, same weeks, same coincidences.
He traveled with her team before the engagement went public.
And got copied into restricted meetings above his rank.
What are you proving?
That their relationship is fake.
Too emotional. Try again.
The engagement followed a pre-existing resource pattern.
Better.
Promotion access, travel approvals, investor dinners. He was being built.
A star.
No. A product.
Smile more tonight. Investors buy confidence.
Of course.
He never loved her.
Love is lazy analysis. Incentive is cleaner.
So what now?
Something older than both of them. Careful. Older than your whole career.
Why was a frozen trust being reviewed last year?
5 requests, 3 denied, 2 escalated.
Primary line, deceased. Secondary line, suspended. Wait. There was a missing daughter?
That's enough.
Why?
Because curiosity is useful until it turns personal.
You knew this was personal?
Sort the beneficiary amendments.
You okay?
No. That's my mother's name.
Could be a coincidence.
No one spelled it that way. She said it was rare. What the hell did my mother have to do with this family?
You're not supposed to copy trust records.
Then maybe no one should have put my mother in one.
Fold it. Now.
You want me to ignore this?
I want you alive inside this process.
Funny. I was doing that before I met you. Barely.
Before we begin, a reminder about professionalism.
Especially when personal issues spill into team workflow.
If you have a name, use it.
I'd never embarrass you publicly, Zoe.
You already did.
Let's not derail. Some people are still processing.
Say unstable one more time without saying unstable.
You're proving my point.
No. I'm protecting your favorite lie from getting comfortable.
Did your mother leave anything old? Jewelry, letters, a crest?
A crest.
Answer me.
She had a brooch. I thought it was vintage.
That's the 3rd block this week.
Who signed it?
Partner level restriction, client confidentiality, and scope limits.
Victoria, of course.
Mrs. Lin, still wandering into rooms above your clearance?
Only the rooms hiding the most.
That confidence is new.
The due diligence files are within board review scope.
Board scope is not a toy. Neither are damaged employees looking for revenge.
Then why are you afraid of me reading paper?
Reassign Ms. Lin to temporary data imitation in her old department.
You're letting that happen?
Sometimes a closed door tells you where the real room is. Low-risk cleanup. Perfect for your current situation.
Why is this labeled Q3 catering old?
Probably junk. Delete if useless.
78 gigs of junk? Who hides catering files behind encryption? Oh my God. They knew revenue was fake before closing. Hello?
You opened it? What's inside?
Deleted threads. Redlined risk sections. Someone cut the warnings.
Victoria was in the room. Noah, too.
So he wasn't just riding along.
He was at the table.
Don't forward anything yet.
Ms. Lin, step away from your workstation.
On what grounds?
Unauthorized access to sensitive material. That's serious.
You knew this was coming.
I told you not to spiral.
No one touches that machine without chain of custody logging.
We have clearance.
Then log it properly, or you're destroying discoverability.
Too late.
This is a fact-finding conversation.
No. This is a containment exercise.
Did you access restricted files outside assigned scope?
I accessed misnamed archival material during assigned sanitation work.
Did you copy or distribute it?
I can help clarify motive.
Zoe's been under emotional strain since the engagement.
Here we go.
She's smart, but when hurt, she fixates.
Is there any personal motivation affecting your conduct?
Yes. My personal motivation is not to be framed for work I didn't do.
That's not what this is about.
Then why are you here instead of the security log? Wait, this account.
What?
The original zip download didn't come from me.
Whose was it?
Yours.
This isn't what it looks like.
That line should be illegal by now.
Keep your voice down.
Too late for that. Sit.
I didn't leak everything.
You leaked it enough.
I was told to pass along progress notes. Broad strokes.
By who?
People who can end careers without touching paper.
So, Victoria.
Use him?
Watch who moves first.
Sent.
We never filed that request.
And yet the door shut.
I was trying to survive.
On everyone else's throat.
Enough! For tonight.
What is this?
A safety disposit key. It may have belonged to your mother. Take your time, Ms. Lin.
That's the crest.
Your mother?
Much younger. Happier. If they ever come looking, don't let them take the child. The child is me. St. Rowan Private?
That hospital used to serve the Granville network.
No. My mom was a school music teacher.
People become many things after they run.
She ran from who?
You're asking the right question.
This hospital code matches the trust archive note. What if I was never supposed to disappear?
No more half-truths.
I was assigned years ago to monitor trust exposure risk.
And I was the risk?
You were the missing variable.
How long have you known?
Not enough to confirm. Enough to watch.
So while I got humiliated in public, you were watching?
I was verifying who moved against you first.
They already did.
Then stop acting like a target.
We need the proposal stage cleaner, brighter, more intimate.
Press pit left, investors front row, live feed at 8. Not just a proposal, a future announcement.
They're not planning romance, they're planning consolidation.
And where are you in that picture?
Not a witness.
Good, because if you want to win, you can't only prove they're guilty.
I have to prove I belong on that stage.
Too slow. You lost the room in 8 seconds.
I gave them the data.
Data doesn't win rooms. Framing does. Why should we trust you over 2 senior executives?
Because the document...
No. Defensive already. Again.
Trust the documents, not me.
Why now?
Because fraud survives on timing. So does exposure.
That's better.
Are you acting from personal grievance? If I wanted revenge, I'd make noise. I brought a traceable chain. Were you romantically involved with Mr. Baker? Yes, and that changes exactly none of these bank records.
Again. Sharper.
My dating history is not a defense to offshore fraud.
Earn it. We found a signature.
Who signed?
An offshore beneficiary rep tied to Victoria's family office.
The proxy signature matches across 3 entities.
And the distribution waterfall loops back here.
Say the conclusion clean.
Victoria's family office sits behind the offshore structure.
And Noah's reports created the valuation cover.
So the proposal, the promotion, the fairy tale.
Packaging.
Sit. You asked for me. That edge suits you better than heartbreak. Save the performance.
Leave the project. I can make your career whole again.
Overseas placement, compensation, clean record.
And dignity.
You're offering too much.
Meaning?
Meaning you're not afraid of the audit, you're afraid of timing.
You're making a mistake.
No. I'm finally pricing one correctly.
Do you think Noah matters? He's replaceable.
I know.
But the machine behind him isn't.
Then why are you trying to buy me instead of crushing me?
Because mess is bad optics before a major announcement.
There it is.
What?
Not the audit. Not me. The announcement.
How'd it go?
She confirmed it. The event matters more than the audit.
Meaning she needs the room uncontaminated.
Meaning that's where she's vulnerable. Zoe Parker, I need you downstairs, now. A complaint has been filed against you. Good. If he wants this on the record, I'll meet him on the record.
This interview is now on the record.
I didn't want it to come to this.
Then you shouldn't have signed it.
State your allegation clearly.
She's been fixated since the engagement. She's using our past to target my career.
You kept that?
I kept receipts.
No. You kept props.
Ms. Lin, respond to the allegation of coercion.
I asked for documentation. He calls that coercion because truth has bad manners.
You see? This is exactly the hostility I'm talking about.
Please note a timeline discrepancy. These messages were sent after he was already copied on the restricted valuation review.
That proves nothing.
He says I targeted him after the engagement. His access to the flag deals predates it by months.
Mr. Baker?
And if this is personal, why do the bank records agree with me? He'll see you now.
You have her eyes.
So you knew before I walked in.
I knew what was possible, not what was proven. Sit. Tell me about your mother. Not the version in records, yours.
She worked too much. Lied badly. Loved quietly.
She was always bad at leaving things unfinished.
Then why did she leave you?
Because men like me mistake control for protection.
She spent years hiding me.
And yet you came back through numbers.
I didn't come back for family.
Good. Family makes people weak in rooms like this.
Then why am I here?
Because I want to know whether you seek inheritance or accountability.
So say it, plainly.
Your mother was Arthur Granville's missing daughter. That makes you a contingent beneficiary with trigger rights under the trust.
So I'm not adjacent to this.
No? You are inside it.
If we release that now, what happens?
Victoria reframes the audit as a family power grab.
And Noah becomes collateral damage in a tragic misunderstanding.
If your name enters first, truth enters second. That is a bad order.
So I don't use the strongest card first.
The strongest card is the one they cannot narrate away.
Then the evidence goes first.
And your identity?
After the room is already burning.
That's vicious.
No. It's sequenced.
These are consulting fees. They look boring.
Boring is where smart thief hides.
Invoices issued from Malta, service listed in Zurich, settlement through Delaware.
3 jurisdictions, 1 intention. Distance.
What are we missing?
We have motive, we have flow, we have timing. We need the loop closed.
Noah revised the assumptions 2 days after the fee hit. And Victoria signed investor language the next morning.
There. Money out, money back, valuation up, disclosure timed.
Full sentence?
They used consultant fees as a return channel, Noah as the front-end narrator, and Victoria as the profit sink.
That's the whole machine. Wait. I just pinged the backup token.
What's gone?
The original server backup key. She knows.
Open the damn door, Lucas!
I'm thinking!
Think faster. We know you pulled cash and booked this place under a fake expense code.
If I give it up, I'm dead. I only moved files. I didn't design anything.
You helped delete emails?
They said it was cleanup.
No. You knew it was evidence suppression.
They said after the gala there'd be a full reset. New fund, new roles, old files gone.
So the gala is the pivot.
After that, nobody asks old questions.
Give me the backup key, and I can still argue cooperation.
You swear?
I never swear. I document.
The key's split. Half here, half in the drive label.
They knew.
Read it.
If the missing line resurfaces, public credibility must be pre-damaged.
Jesus Christ.
Emotional instability framing remains effective.
What is it?
That line came from Noah.
He pitched it.
Finish reading.
Public proposal event provides emotional contrast and isolates her response.
The party was a trap.
No, it was a stage. If required, compliance complaint can be triggered through prior relationship history.
And he filed exactly that.
So every humiliation was pre-budgeted.
Can you still use this cleanly?
Yes, because now it's not heartbreak. It's premeditation.
Zoe, your name's not here. No name, no entry. Miss Lynn is not on the approved guest list. She did that on purpose.
Good to know.
I can get one guest in under audit privileges.
One person gets in, that doesn't get me the room.
Main screen runs off the launch team's control booth.
He mirrors that source.
So?
No invite means no spotlight. Fine. Noah's speech at 7:52, ring at 7:58, founder video buffer at 8 and blocking.
The handoff window.
Nobody watches the signal when everyone watches the knee.
And your access to the booth?
I don't take the booth. I take the feed.
That's insane.
No. It's efficient.
What's in this gets used only if the room turns.
And if it doesn't?
Then make it.
Noah, is tonight both proposal and a fund launch? Let's just say it's a future worth investing in.
Welcome, Mr. Grant.
Tonight is about trust, continuity, and bold vision.
Trust. Cute.
Signal mirror is live. You get 1 clean switch, maybe 2.
Don't move early. Let the room commit.
3 years ago, I was just a guy with ambition.
And my spreadsheets.
Victoria believed in me when no one else did.
He means funded.
Tonight, I want to make that belief permanent.
Now.
Mirror armed.
What the hell is this?
Not a proposal. A disclosure.
Remove her.
Touch her, and you obstruct a board-protected review.
These entities look unrelated. They are not.
They route through offshore shells and terminate in a family-controlled office tied to Victoria Hall.
This is defamatory.
Then sue the bank wires.
She's doing this because I left her!
Noah Baker proposed an emotional instability narrative months before this event. You didn't leave me. You pre-scripted me. These valuations were inflated using concealed downside protections and timed disclosures. These warnings were cut before launch.
Did we buy into fabricated numbers?
Freeze all movement on the Hall vehicles. Now.
You have no standing in this room.
Wrong. You all planned for my silence.
I am not here merely as an external auditor. I act under authority of the Granville Family Trust execution structure. Zoe Parker is the verified granddaughter of Arthur Granville through his missing daughter.
The verification is mine.
You knew?
No. You just made sure I'd find out in the worst possible way. Victoria Hall, Noah Baker, you are both suspended pending investigation.
This is not over.
It is for the version of you that controlled the room.
Zoe, listen to me. I was under pressure. I made bad calls. But what we had was real.
You used my work, my home, my loyalty, my humiliation, and now you want to use my forgiveness.
I loved you.
No. You loved access.
Special Committee Q.
People spent years deciding who was disposable. Now we audit the deciders. Who leaves next?